did you hear? That person couldn't get promoted no matter what they did. I think there's a couple things we need to keep in mind when we are talking about. Hi, I'm Dr. V. Boykin, a former single mom, stripper, felon, now a doctor, keynote speaker, and author of Fix Your Face and Watch Your Tone, Women Know It's Needed. I help marginalized communities achieve a more equitable personal and professional experience. What's the tea? What's the goss? What's the latest? What's the rumor? I myself am so guilty of wanting to know this information and sometimes even seeking it out. Like what? Who's doing what? You said what? Or when somebody comes to you, and maybe I'm in this alone, but I don't think so. And they're like, did you hear about so-and-so? I think there's a couple things we need to keep in mind when we are talking about gossip in the workplace. Number one, it's perfectly fine and actually quite honorable to be a person that says, hey, if this is bad or this is going to cast them in a bad light, I'm probably not the one to share it with. Is there something positive in it that we're going to discuss? Or is this just to trash a friend or a colleague? It is perfectly okay to say that. In fact, it'll make you a more trusted colleague, resource, and stakeholder. So that's number one. And I don't always get it right. Transparently. Number two, the second thing that can happen is somebody comes to you and they're like, hey, I've got a terrible time going on. I need to talk to someone about it, but I need you to not tell anyone. In that moment, you have a choice. And that choice is to tell the truth or get the gossip. The truth is, I won't share this information as long as I don't think you're in harm's way, it puts someone else in harm's way, or it's so egregious or bad that it needs to be run up the chain. That's actually the truth. Because we all know that if it's bad and it's something illegal or it's something that's like tearing down another person behind their back, we're going to tell somebody. Perhaps it's something that violates a diversity and inclusion, belonging, or ethics policy at work. And I'm not talking about some insider trading, big, very clear thing. I'm talking about, hey, did you know so-and-so said they were going to quit if they didn't get that promotion? That type of stuff. That's something you're probably going to want to repeat the next time you hear more gossip about that person couldn't get promoted no matter what they did. You're going to be like, oh, did you hear? Buffy said that she was able to get promoted by saying she was going to quit. Okay, that's gossip. That's what you should have disclosed. I'm going to share this if I need to, or if I feel it's in the best interest of someone else. So if you're going to receive the gossip, be clear about your boundaries. You either aren't going to ever say anything, highly unlikely, or you're going to say something if the situation calls for it. Be upfront about that. The third thing is you can always ask the person why they're sharing the information. For example, hey, did you hear about Dr. V? I heard she... Hold on. Before you continue and tell me what you're about to say, what's your motivation for telling me? When you push back on someone and say, hey, why are you telling me this before you tell me? It gives them a moment to check in with themselves. Are they being the best version of themselves? Are they sharing something that they actually want to, or are they caught up in the moment? Because that happens to all of us and it doesn't make us a bad person. They'll probably be shocked and say something like, I was just going to tell you because I heard it. Okay, will this be helpful to our team? Will this be helpful to a working dynamic? Is me knowing this information going to make me more effective in dealing with them? Or is this just a session where we're about to rip someone apart? It may feel that that's going to make you less popular. It may feel that that's going to make that person not like you. That discomfort that you might cause that person is all about them and not about you. Do you need to know the information being shared? Are you going to be able to either keep that information totally confidential or disclose what your boundaries are with information? And why are you telling me this information? Leading with these three things will make you a more trusted colleague. It'll make you a colleague that, look, maybe you're not going to ever be invited out to the bar after work. I work remote, so I never am. But it's going to make you the type of employee and colleague that when the chips are down, they're coming to you because you're trustworthy, because you're upfront, because they know where you stand, because they see your integrity. So look, transparently, I'm not above wanting to hear a good piece of goss. Like, I get it. But I think this year, and I think in our professional careers, we can be just a bit better, just a bit more of what we don't want to happen to us. Because everybody always wants to say, oh, why did they say that? Why did they repeat that? Why are they gossiping about me? I just want it to stop. You are the person that can make it stop. If all of the yous of us asked those three questions, the gossip would reduce so dramatically, it wouldn't be something that negatively impacts the workplace. And our workplace could be a bit better. So as an ally, I'm asking us all to just back up on the gossip a little bit, to set some firm boundaries when we hear gossip, and to be very transparent with what we are going to do with the gossip we receive and what our boundaries are. I'd love to hear how it works for y'all, if you give it a try, if you use any of those three things, and what the impact was in the workplace for you. Let me know.